Hello, Aries. How are you? This is your April reading, 2018 for Aries. All right, Aries. So I see that you have backed up emotionally and financially from a situation. I see that you have basically said later for you, I don't want anything to do with you emotionally, and I don't want and if I feel like some of you feel like even if I take a loss financially, it's okay. I'll pay to get rid of you. It's like that type of situation. So whoever it is that you're walking away from, I honestly feel like you are more than happy to do so. And you're more than happy to move on without this person. It's like you've already mourned the situation. You've gotten over it. You're like, whatever. I don't care. I'm going to pour my emotions into me and to what I have to do to get away from this person or this situation. Okay. I don't do upside downs normally, but when I see them when I see them come together like this, both of the knights, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles, they come upside down. It's like instead of you being emotionally invested in this, you're like, emotionally, I'm not going to invest in this. You're like, financially, I'm not going to invest in this. You're like, I want something new, so I got to put this to rest so I can focus on what I have left out of this situation. So obviously you poured something into the situation, right? But you're like, no more. I'm done. I'm out of here. And I feel like the universe is giving you a big ups on that, truth be told. I really feel like it's a situation that maybe it might have been best to walk away, because if you have this type of energy right here, like I'm not going to be active with you anymore. I'm not going to deal with you anymore. I don't know who it is or what it is, but let's talk about it and see if we can pinpoint it, okay? So, the Chariot. Okay, so this is a black and white situation. This is like the way you're seeing it, Aries. It's like, look, it's either right or wrong. And you're seeing it like this is wrong and I'm out of here. Aries is very good at saying goodbye. Period. If you're an Aries moon or an Aries sun, rising, you might be dealing with the situation. I feel like the risings are the undertones, kind of like. You may have other situations that are at the forefront, but if you're an Aries rising, I feel like this just might be a little taste of what you might be dealing with. But for Aries sun and moon, especially moon, I just feel like you're in a situation right now where you're like, I'm getting ready to make myself anew, and I can't be anew and dealing with you. So you're walking away from somebody or something. You've made your decision. You're walking away. And I feel like it's a good thing because you got the Emperor in your spread. Now let me add up these numbers real quick to find out what the overall energy is up to this point. So 4. Okay, so you have some support here. Spirit guides and angels are urging you to make this choice, which is good. And you're listening, and that's why you walked away. Because now you're on a quest to find out what your value is. You're on a quest to find out what you're good at. And you're on a quest to find out what's new with you, Aries. Okay, you're no longer going to put your attention and energy into other things and into other people. You're like, dude, it's my time. It's time for me to be, it's time for me to love me. It's time for me to care about me. I can't always sacrifice me for other people. It's kind of like that energy. Yeah. Because Aries, it looks to me like you have a lot of fish to fry, right? You have a lot of fish to fry, Aries. You got a lot to do, and you ain't got time for this one particular situation that's like bugging you. And you're letting it go. And trust me, it's going to go. It's just going to take a minute for it to come out of your system, for you to stop thinking about it, for you to stop railing in the situation, how it went down. I feel like the situation went down, it was like a conflict. It was like it went down in a shitty way. But I feel like you also just said, you know what, later for you. Because Aries, again, is good at saying goodbye. We are very good at saying goodbye. Bye. So you said goodbye. And it created some conflict. And you moved on, Bo. You moved on, Aries. And that's good. You moved on, look, and you avoided this by doing so. So give yourself a pat on the back, sweeties. Straight up. If you haven't done it, you're going to do it. This is an April reading. So in April, I'm telling you right now, you avoided the tower and you entered into happiness, honeys. That's awesome. I like to see readings like this. Straight up. You know, because an Aries has really good instinct with regards to what we invest in and what we don't. We do know how to jump in head first sometimes to a lot of situations that might have been the reason why we got into this situation to begin with. But I think that we looked at it for a minute and then we said, yeah, I'm going to lay you to rest, Bo. This got to go. And by saying no and moving on and saying, look, I still have something of value and I'm leaving the situation, you were able to save your ass, truth be told, Aries, because I feel like this is something that we could have experienced. I'm an Aries also. Aries sun. Yeah. And happiness is what we got instead. And yeah, it's gradual. This is going to be a gradual thing. Because, you know, getting over this situation, it's a breakup, divorce. You're leaving something. It's a breakup of some sort. I don't know if you got into it with maybe one of your older children, right? I'm feeling that energy too. Like some of you may have some older children that think they know what's up, right? Because a lot of our kids, like, they get older and they think they know what's up. And you try to tell them what's up and they don't listen. And then you're like, look, man, I have to separate, you know, myself from what you're doing right now. Because kids think they know what's up and they don't. And you're like, you know, well, then I'm going to separate myself from you right now because you're going to stress me out. And you don't want the stress. So Aries, I'm going to pull a couple more cards. Yeah. So look, let me tell you something. Aries, this ending may feel like a blow. But let me tell you, new beginnings disguise themselves as horrible endings all the time. It may seem like it's a horrible ending. I'm telling you right now, it's a wonderful new beginning. You made a good choice. And I'm going to tell you what you avoided. You avoided that because it came in this position. It didn't happen. You got this instead. And I almost feel like it was like by the hairs of your chinny chin, seriously. And like this Page of Swords, right? I feel like there's this nagging of this energy, right? So it's like you made your decision to move on, which was the right choice. But I also feel like the mental part of it is like nagging at you. Like, did I do the right thing? What else is going to come out of this? Is this person going to come back trying to bug me later? And especially when I least expect it and I don't want to be bothered, kind of thing, right? And it's like, it's nagging at you. And I feel like you can deflect this. You can like, because I feel like they do want to come back. I feel like, yeah, whoever you dealt with was like really immature. I really do feel like they were like a child. I feel like they were a young person. Yeah, and it happened quick too. It happened unexpectedly. But I'm telling you, you played your cards right, Aries. You really did. And I feel like maybe you needed to hear that, right? You needed to hear that because I'm going to tell you right now, had you not just walked away and said, okay, you know what? You want to get down like that? I'm done. Later for you, because that's what you did. It was like a funeral. Like, you were like, okay, the relationship between you and me is dead. Bye. Like, here, let's have the funeral and we're out of here. Like, I'm done. You didn't give it any of your time, and this is what you avoided. Because had you engaged in that behavior, Aries, you know how the fire, I'm telling you, you know how it is with us, Aries. It's like you pour gasoline, baby. I'm telling you, anybody could strike a match and start a fire. So it was like, you knew that could have been the outcome, so you just ended it. You were like, all right, I know where this can go if I don't get out now. And you got out. So Aries, what else is going on? I see the Hierophant. I see the not giving up type thing in the Knight of Wands in the right side up position. So the Hierophant speaks of tradition. It speaks of a routine, pretty much. It speaks of tradition, really. And I feel like you guys are upholding tradition in some way, shape, or form with this situation. And you're like, and I'm not going to let anybody take that away. And you're passionate about it. You're like, I know what my family's about, or I know what I'm about, and I know that I'm not going to let anybody come in and taint, what I'm about. So I really feel like you guys are sticking to your morals and values right now. I really feel like, with whatever situation popped off, whatever breakup you endured, I feel like you're like, you know what? No, I'm sticking to tradition. And this person makes it easy for you to do it because they're so out of pocket. Well, Aries, I'm gonna see how this resonates with a lot of you. And if not, we'll go into a part two. And plus a lot of noise is coming through now. So we're just gonna end the reading now. But trust me, you avoided a major faux pas. You avoided it by walking away. And I'm proud of you, Aries, for doing that, because guess what? Sometimes, Aries, we're not so good at that, are we? But I feel like you did it. So good for you, because you got that. You got the Emperor energy. You got that I'm the man energy going on. Like, I'm in control of how this goes. Like, you might have got some money. You might have got something out of it. But at the end of the day, morally, and at the end of the day, when it comes to like what's right, baby, I'm shining and smelling like a rose, and you coming out the opposite. And that's kind of like how that went down, Aries. All right, talk to you soon, loves.